Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with episode number 14 of our Eibar Career Mode, season number 2, coming into a game against Getafe, sitting in a good spot in the league so far. Real Madrid playing really well, obviously undefeated as of this point. I think not dropping points so far early on in the league, though, so you kind of take that with a grain of salt. But we're doing well. Last episode, I want to say that we're sitting now after one defeat and one win, looking pretty good of most recent results at least. So, our keeper's playing really well, as you guys saw in the last episode. Definitely one of the best keepers, at least form-wise, in the league right now, so it's putting us in a really good spot. Especially with Reidewald being out for so long and Taz really not in form. It's good to have that keeper behind us in incredible form to basically keep us in games and make sure we have the best possible chance in winning, because as of right now our defense really isn't cutting it. So coming into this game, excited to try to pick up 3 points. It's not, I wouldn't say an easy win against them, but definitely a good chance. As you guys see, Kappa just kind of runs into the box, feints against his defender and makes him fake out into the other direction, cuts into the box and just shoots the ball beautifully into the back of the net. It was really good to see him get a goal here, because you guys know I've been playing Miyaichi a lot recently, and he's not exactly out of form, but he's not at the same form he was when at the beginning of the season, those first couple games where he was just getting an assist. Right here, no clue how Danny Garcia puts that wide. I didn't tell him to finesse that ball. He just kind of did it by himself, way too close to the goal, and ends up putting it around. Not to mention, I don't know how the defender just falls over. He just misses the ball and falls on his back. It was so confusing. So many different emotions were going through me at that point, because obviously I have the lead, so I'm not too worried about losing, but at the same time you do want a 2-0 lead instead of a 1-0 lead, so it just kind of put me in a position where I was like, I can't believe that just happened. All of that together made no sense to me. But coming near the end of the first half, we get one more opportunity here, but Kappa just doesn't really have the pace to get up to that. Obviously transitioning to playing Miyaichi, kind of hard to come back and start playing with Kappa again. I thought I could kind of just try to poke that ball away maybe a little bit, and ended up sliding into the back of the defender trying to get the ball out. So I do pick up a yellow card. I feel like I've been picking up a lot of yellow cards recently with this squad. A lot of yellow cards for a lot of players, and you guys are going to see here in, I believe, the next episode, it actually comes to bite me in the butt, and I think I end up losing like 3 players in one game. After one game rather, because I've just accumulated so many yellow cards amongst all my players. Not entirely sure how that wasn't a penalty, but Douglas did well to kind of get him in the position to hopefully pull out a penalty. It just didn't work out that way for us. So but beautiful run by him. He's been playing really well. He's the game's really not giving him credit for what he's doing, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not a glorious position, as you guys see here. Escalante almost getting another goal. The bounce just didn't go his way and ended up on the wrong side of the post. But Douglas being in that right back position, it's not a glorious position. I mean, you can try your best to do everything you can, but you're not going to be in outstanding form, in my opinion, at least from that right back. The game just doesn't pick up on all the runs that you make, all the players that you pull out of position and everything like that. So as you guys see, I did bring in Gao, I believe is his name, in this game just kind of as a super sub. I just kind of wanted to see what he could do for us and maybe spark a little bit more pace into the squad. He didn't play bad, but he didn't really spark any I guess major interest in me. As you guys know, I just kind of went out on the limb because I knew he was young and cheap. He gets one opportunity here, just isn't really able to work the ball around the keeper. So this game does come down to a 1-0 win, but a win nonetheless. Our keeper is still keeping a, I want to say, 4-week clean sheet at this point. He's really just not conceding goals. He's got the safe hands right now. It feels like he can save anything, which puts me in a lot more of a better position for confidence. I can play with more creativity. I can push higher on the pitch. I can do a lot, knowing that even if my defense falters and they're not there, I have the keeper that's capable of saving 98% of the balls shot at him. I mean, you guys see here 8 shots, 5 on target, but my keeper's able to make all 5 of those saves and make sure that I'm in a position where I can win games, even if it is only 1 goal. A little bit of training here. Iheanacho manages to step up to 75 overall. His volleys come up to a 70, or about to come up to a 72, and heading accuracy comes up to 68. Overall, bringing him to a 75 overall. Definitely still want to get that heading accuracy up to at least about like a 75. That's my end goal before I go back to working on his finishing again. I think overall just him playing will help his finishing, but I do want to get that heading accuracy up so that when I am making those runs to Miyaichi, I don't have to triple cross the ball into the box to try to get it onto his foot. As you guys see here, Reidewald wanted to play. He said he was ready to play in this game, so I wanted to play him. I wanted to give him the opportunity to show that he was fully fit, but the games was still saying that he was too injured to start the match, but he was able to come in on the bench, so I do put him on the substitution bench in the game. We also bring Neves into this game, playing a little bit of a lesser strengthened squad because I wasn't too worried about the game coming into this one. Definitely wanted to give Miyaichi a chance again in this squad though. When you're going up against lesser strength squads, sometimes they can still give you a little bit of trouble in the midfield, even if they have lesser talented players, because they just do more short passing and they're able to just work the ball throughout. But their defenders really aren't top tier, and you're able to kind of work dribbling and agility around them, especially with pace, to give yourself a good opportunity and make chances happen, as you guys are going to see here. Early on in the game, they had a corner, but I just kind of counterattacked them there, put a beautiful ball out for Miyaichi to chase down. He just runs it into the box, but unluckily isn't able to actually get a goal out of it. The defender tracked back nicely, and it was just really well timed for them to kind of just not allow me to score in that situation. This team wasn't bad, in all honesty. They had a lot of highlights. There's a lot of things I did wrong and a lot of antsiness. Like I said, I was playing a little more attacking against this team, especially with Miyaichi and the squad, just kind of trying to attack them as much as possible, burn them out as much as possible so that, God forbid, anything happened. Late second half, I knew they'd be too tired to keep up with some of my players, and I could just keep attacking, keep pounding the ball at them, and just getting up more and more opportunities to get a goal. So the squad's been playing well. Iheanacho's been playing well. Miyaichi's honestly a revelation for me. I know I'm going to probably be saying this every episode until he falls apart and loses all motivation, but he's just been playing really well for me. And Ryan Gauld has been really good this season. I don't think I'm going to buy him afterwards because I think his price point's going to be too high unless, I just get an absurd amount of money in the next couple years from the league, if I win the league or even get top 4 and they end up giving me like 30-40 mil. First half, not a lot going on. 2 chances, 0 on target for us, 2 chances, 1 on target for them. So, just not a lot of action. It was a lot of midfield battles. Like I said, this team I'm going up against really isn't bad. They were just unlucky in a lot of their chances, and my keeper playing really well didn't really allow them to get any lucky chances or even just decent chances into the back of the net. This corner, I try to shoot it. It completely falls off of my player's foot, ends up turning into a pass, and we're able to just take that ball, turn it onto the left foot, and throw it into the back of the net. It's a very awkward goal. I'd love to say that I planned that pass to go down from Ta down to Neves so that he could get onto his left foot and just bash it into the top net, but wasn't my plan at all. I do bring in Einrich in like the 60th minute, and he manages to pick up a goal, which puts me in a position where Dembele, I don't know how often he's going to be able to get in the squad. If I can keep having Einrich and King play together, they seem to link up really well. Every time I play them, even if they're not getting opportunities to score, or not getting opportunities that turn into goals, they are getting opportunities to score, and they're creating chances a lot together. So it puts me in a position where Dembele's not ready to play yet, which is a little disappointing because, obviously me bringing him in, even though he was only a $2 million purchase for me, you still want your purchases to be playing as soon as possible. So hopefully with a little more training, we're able to actually get him into the squad. Here, I honestly think that keeper should have gotten a red card for that. And the reason why I say that is because my keeper actually just booted that ball and cleared it out all the way down the field because I saw his keeper was out. And that ball literally went straight down the field, like perfectly down, straight down the field, right? And if you went back, I kind of wish I would have shown you guys in the replay that I looked at, but the ball literally went all the way to the goal and into the net. Not to say that it would have gotten there because defenders were fast enough to actually catch up to the ball, but I also had players that could have ran down the pitch and booted the ball into the back of the net. So me personally would have liked to see a red card there. I understand why it's not, because it's so far out. You can't say that it was the last defender. Even though it was the keeper, it wasn't the last defender in that scenario. So he does only get a yellow card. We do only get 2 goals in this game. But overall, a good game, a good statement game, showing that, last season we didn't play well against the lower quality teams, the lower ranked teams. As you guys see here, I do kind of show you a little bit of what happened. They have 2 defenders there, and I have 1 attacker. And I honestly think I could have outran both of those defenders to get back to that ball. And even if I didn't, I could have held off the defender so the ball could have gone into the net. So I honestly think he should have gotten a goal. After that game, he did come to me and ask for more money because he was only on $5,000 a week. So I did understand why he wanted more money. So I go ahead and give him a little bit of a raise. He only wanted $15K, thankfully, so I only had to give him a $10,000 raise. And, it keeps me in a good position, especially with having a keeper of his caliber only wanting that little money. Just keeps me in a good spot. He's really the only one that's come to me so far this season asking for money. Last season there were a lot of players that were asking me for money that weren't playing, and it, kind of put me in a position that I just wasn't really comfortable with. But it seems like everybody kind of knows their place this season, who's playing well, who's not, and it's definitely a lot easier to take care of. As you see, Dembele comes up to 69 overall. So like I said, I'm just going to keep him going in training, try to get his attacking position and his finishing up to hopefully, I kind of want to get him around a 75, hopefully like a 73 overall, 75 shooting or finishing, and, then I'll kind of start working him into the squad. Isaiah Brown, I want to get him back into the squad so badly, but at the same time, the longer I've been playing without him, the more I'm realizing his stats really aren't helping me as much as originally thought. So he's not a star player, obviously, and he's not an overly pacey player, so it's really hard for me to work him into the squad. I do need to get him back into training so that I can improve his stats. That way I can bring him in later on. Same thing like I'm doing with Dembele. Because as of right now, Miyaichi's starting, Kappa's my backup. I still have James King that's an option for me for the left or right side. So as of right now, I really don't need Isaiah Brown, which is a little disappointing because he was a signing that I actually did enjoy last season. Coming up against Deportivo, obviously last season, horrible playing against them. We only had 1 good result against them out of the 4 that we played last year. So to come into this game and get a early-ish goal with Ryan Gauld at the half-hour mark made me feel great. It lifted a lot of weight off of my shoulders because I was honestly worried a little bit coming into this game that I was going to have flashbacks to last season and not be able to do well. But the team was playing really well. The passing was really good. Ryan Gauld's been making incredible runs recently. So overall, it's been fun with this team. It's a lot more fun, in my opinion, this season with this team than last season. Although obviously this is one of my favorite teams, I do have a lot of interest and liking for Eibar, so obviously I'm always going to be interested in playing with this team. But this team's more fun to play with. There's more creativity in the squad. I can do more things. I don't have to play the same way every game, which is going to help me a lot, especially second half of the season when teams start adjusting to the way I play. I'm still going to be able to put up good numbers and put up good fights against squads regardless of who I play. I still haven't had the big challenge of Barca or Real yet, but the time is coming soon. I'm really excited to play against those teams, especially Real, because they're playing so well this season. Miyaichi did really well this game, just wasn't really, he didn't get an opportunity to put the ball into the back of the net because there were defenders always around him, which is understandable. As you guys saw, Adrian Gonzalez definitely should have scored a goal there. A little disappointed not to, and another opportunity right there that also should have been a goal. Coming to the end of the game, we do end this episode with 9 points. So, that puts us in a really good position. I think after this episode, I want to say that we are in second place in the league behind Real Madrid. So really happy with how things are going. Obviously, like I said, really early in the season, you can't judge anything too harshly, but the fact that we're getting the points we need against teams that we should be getting these points from is making me feel good, especially with how we played last year against Barcelona and Real Madrid. I think we can for sure challenge for top 4, if not top 3 or top 2. So this is going to be a fun season all the way around. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss the next episode of this series or my League of Champions series that's going pretty well on my other channel. I think we're about to hit the halfway point in that. So hopefully things are going well there. I'm just talking about real life football in those episodes, depending on what team I'm playing and, the transfers. I'm hoping to get that series done by the end of the month, by the end of the transfer window, so that I can start up another series that I will give you guys more information on coming soon. But like I said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next episode, but until then, I'll see you guys later.